So yeah, I'll try to talk about that a little bit. So we essentially have this unique BYOC backbone that StarkSwap is built on top of, and BYOC stands for Bring Your Own Curve. So obviously, it's a riff on Bring Your Own Beer. We're DeFi geeks, so instead of bringing beer, we bring curves. Sometimes we bring beer also. But yeah, so like pretty much the idea here is that it allows us to bootstrap a new curve on top of the existing system trivially. So StarkSwap is really, really flexible. So today we support the XYK curve and also the stable curve. You mentioned that earlier, Johnny. And in the future, we can essentially introduce a new curve without breaking the existing contracts, which we think is quite exciting. We were playing around with the idea of introducing a like random curve for gambling purposes. Like there's all sorts of fun gimmicky stuff you could do, or also, novel math that might really result in lower slippage trades. So we're excited about that. We think it does differentiate StarkSwap from other dexes on StarkNet, and from other dexes generally as well. So yeah, that's where we stand with that.
That's super interesting. But for our beginners, newcomers, can you please explain a bit about what does the curve means and how it affects like the AMM, the formula, the automated market maker? What's the difference between XY equals K and X 3X, 3Y, and what's the difference?
Sure. Yeah. So I mean, at the end of the day, without getting into technical details, the result for you as a user is that the math determines how much, how worthwhile your trade's going to be. So like if you input, say, 5 USDC into a trade, how many USDT can you expect to come out the other side, right? So obviously this is impacted by the volume in the pool and by, primarily by math aside from that. So a stable curve. Yeah, exactly. The liquidity in the pair. So like the math is really what determines how worthwhile the trade's going to be, in confluence with the liquidity. So stable curve is designed to essentially output better trades with lower slippage for tokens that are pegged to the same price. So USD pegged tokens, for example. Volatile curve doesn't have that feature, and I think there will be new curves discovered in the future, which might introduce exciting new properties which we haven't thought of yet.